Hello dear students, I am back with another video which is for chapter number 2, that is solution. Now before going directly to the chapter, one of your classmate has asked me regarding the division of the book, means what is the division of the book for organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry and physical chemistry. So I would like to give you a brief introduction for that. Now the first part, that is inorganic chemistry. Now inorganic chemistry is that part of chemistry which deals with the synthesis and properties of different metals. So in your book, for the inorganic part, you will be having chapter number 6, chapter number 7, chapter number 8 and chapter number 9, namely the general principle and process of isolation, and one will be the p block element, the d and the f block element, and one very interesting one, coordination compounds. Another part, that is the physical part. Now physical part, it studies about the physical phenomenon of the chemicals, means how they look, what is their structure, about them. This part comprises from your book, means part 1, the solid state, and again the second chapter which we are going to begin today, solution, third chapter electrochemistry, followed by surface chemistry and chemical kinetics. So namely these 5 chapters are there from the physical part. Now the organic part, it includes all, means the second part of the book, that is part 2 of your NCRT, that is completely for organic chemistry, where we will have haloalkanes and haloarenes, again alcohols, aldehydes and ketones, amines, biomolecules, polymers, and lastly chemistry in everyday life, I think. Yeah, chemistry in everyday life. So these all chapters, means from the part 2 everything, it comes under organic chemistry, where the further division of these biomolecules, polymers and chemistry in everyday life, in chemistry it has been put under biochemistry part, but for you here, it is in the part of organic chemistry. So this was your division of the book. In the next video, I will be giving you the blueprint. Blueprint means from which chapter how much mark it will carry, that I will provide in the next video. Now let us move ahead with the second chapter. That chapter is titled as solution. Now if we hear the word solution in our normal life, means in our day to day life, everyday life, we hardly, means very rarely we come across any pure substance which is, means not a mixture, which is containing only a pure substance. Most of the things that we see around us, they are either a homogeneous mixture or a heterogeneous mixture. Now homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture, what are these things? So just a brief introduction to that. Homogeneous mixture means those compounds where the constituent particles are not seen by naked eyes, and heterogeneous mixture means those mixture where the constituent particles, they are seen by naked eyes. If I give you an example for a homogeneous mixture, then it can be salt in water, sugar in water. And if I give you example of heterogeneous mixture, then it can be sand and sugar, rice and sugar. So these type of mixtures, they are known as heterogeneous mixture. Now what are solutions? Now solutions, what is a solution? Here I have shown you using a small image. What is a solution? Solutions are nothing but homogeneous mixture, means here the two constituent particles, they are not seen by naked eyes, and in a solution the solute is dispersed uniformly through the solvent, means it is equally distributed all over the solvent. Now what is meant by dispersed, this one you have to read by your own and you have to find out the meaning. And if I go for solvent and solute, you can see it here in this image, what is a solvent and what is a solute. These all things generally we have known from our class 9, but here I'm giving you a brief introduction here that substance which is present in means more quantity, that is known as the solvent, and the lesser one that is known as solute. मीन्स अगर मैं हिंदी में कहूँ तो जो चीज़ ज़्यादा मात्रा में रहेगा किसी भी एक मिक्सचर में उसको हम सॉल्वेंट कहेंगे, जो कम मात्रा में रहेगा उसको सल्यूट कहेंगे. और इन अदर वर्ड्स इट कैन बी सेड द सब्सटेंस दैट गेट्स dissolved, that is known as solute, and the substance in which it is getting dissolved, that is known as solvent. Now this solvent, ये solvent जो है मतलब जो ज़्यादा मात्रा में रहेगा, that will decide that what will be the state of the solution. मतलब solvent ये decide करेगा कि जो हमारा solution है उसका state क्या होगा. अगर solvent ज़्यादा है और वो अगर solid में है, then our mixture will be a solid. If the solvent is liquid, then our solution will be liquid. And here in this chapter mostly we will be dealing with binary solutions. Binary solution मतलब जहाँ पर solute जो हैं वो एक ही solute होगा और solvent एक ही तरह का solvent रहेगा. मतलब solvent and solute, they are both of single quantity, means solvent will be not a mixture, and also this solute, it will be also not a mixture, means only two quantities will be there. So that is why in this chapter we will be dealing only with binary solutions. Now moving ahead, these are the different types of solutions. As I said that टाइप किस पे डिपेंड करेगा कि वो सॉलिड है या लिक्विड है या गैस है, देन दैट विल बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन द सॉल्वेंट. दिस सॉल्वेंट विल डिसाइड कि हमारा जो मिक्सचर है वो सॉलिड होगा, लिक्विड होगा या गैसेस में होगा. तो यहाँ पर देखो टाइप्स ऑफ सॉल्यूशंस का एक चार्ट बनाया हुआ है जिसमें कहा है कि टाइप जो है सॉलिड होगा अगर सॉल्वेंट देखो सारे के सारे सॉलिड है, मतलब सॉल्वेंट इट इज़ प्रेजेंट इन मोर क्वांटिटी एंड सॉल्यूट इट इज़ प्रेजेंट इन लेस क्वांटिटी. नाउ गैस का सॉलिड में मिक्स होना, हाइड्रोजन इन पैलाडियम एक एग्जाम्पल दिया है. लिक्विड का सॉलिड में मिक्स होना, लिक्विड मरकरी इन सॉलिड सोडियम. सो डिफरेंट एग्जाम्पल्स हैव बीन फर्निश्ड हियर. और यहाँ पर एक एग्जाम्पल है कि गैस का लिक्विड में होना. ये गैस का लिक्विड में होना, गैस का लिक्विड में होना इसका एक बड़ा ही कॉमन सा उदाहरण है. मीन्स अ वेरी कॉमन एग्जाम्पल दैट इज very familiar to us is that the oxygen gas that is dissolved in water due to which this aquatic life is feasible, जिसके वजह से पानी में जो जीव जंतु हैं वो आसानी से रह सकते हैं, वो एक तरह का सोल्यूशन जो है उसका एग्जांपल है. गैस इन लिक्विड का एग्जांपल है ये हाइड्रोजन मतलब ऑक्सीजन गैस का पानी में मिला होना. सो दीज आर द डिफरेंट एग्जांपल्स ऑफ डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ सोल्यूशंस. आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो ये जो सोल्यूशंस हैं, जो डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ जो सोल्यूशन है, इनको हम अलग अलग यूनिट्स में मतलब एक्सप्रेस करते हैं. they are expressed in different units, and these units means they are either they will be mass percentage या फिर volume percentage or mass by volume percentage or parts per million or mole fraction, or these two quantities which you have already learned in your class 11th, the very first chapter, that was molarity and molality. now what is mass percentage? mass percentage क्या है? Normally हम percentage, how do we find out? If we are going to find out the percentage of a particular student in a subject, then what we do, marks obtained by total marks multiplied by 100. Similarly here also this mass percentage, this is W by W. W by W means weight by weight. Here what we have to do is the formula, if I go on, the formula is given by this one: mass of the component in the solution by total mass of the solution. Means mass of the component in the solution by total mass of the solution multiplied by 100. This will give us the mass percentage of a particular solution or a particular component of a solution. Suppose if I have uh, 2 gram of 2 gram of glucose, suppose if I have dissolved it in 100 gram of water, then the mass of the component in the solution means the glucose that I am dissolving, that is 2 gram, and total mass of the solution, if I had earlier 100 gram of water, suppose I had 100 gram of water here it's very problematic to write here. If I have 100 gram of water and to it if I am adding 2 gram of glucose, then the total mass of the solution will become 102. So 2 by 102 multiplied by 100, 2 by 102 multiplied by 100. So this will give me the percentage, mass percentage of glucose in the solution. So using this formula, mass percentage is determined, and this mass percentage, this is mostly used in industrial chemical application. Industrial chemical application, this is mostly used. Like we will say 35% of glucose, it means that in a solution where the total weight of the solution after adding 35 gram of glucose, the total weight of the solution it became 135 gram, then that is the type where it is known as 35% of glucose solution. Now moving ahead, the next one is volume percentage. Now volume percentage, this type of expression means it is mostly used for liquids where the solute is also a liquid and solvent is also a liquid. In the former case, means in mass percentage, here the solute, it will be a solid, and the solvent, though it is liquid, that will be expressed in terms of gram. Now in case of volume percentage, the liquids are expressed in terms of volume percentage, means V by V, like 35% of ethanol solution, 25% of glycerin solution, etc. Now for this one also, similarly the formula is volume of the component by total volume of the solution into 100. If I take an example here, if I had 35 milliliter of, if I had 35 milliliter of alcohol, suppose 35 milliliter of ethanol, and I have dissolved this one in 100 ml of water, then the total volume of the solution will become 135, because earlier I had 100 ml of water and to it I have added 35 ml of ethanol, and multiplying this one, doing basic arithmetic calculation, whatever we will get, that will be the volume percentage. Now this volume percentage, already it is mentioned here, it is used for expressing the liquids, means liquids are commonly expressed in these units. Now moving ahead, we have molarity. Now this is a very important one which you have been learning from your, means class 11th. Molarity, it is defined as number of moles of solute dissolved in 1 liters of a solution. Now what is a mole? Again, this will be again your homework. You have to study about moles, because this one you have been starting from class 9. For moles and Avogadro number, that one you have to study by your own. Now molarity is defined as number of moles of solute which is dissolved in 1 liter of the solution. Means this is the formula here, moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liter, and next one is mass by volume percentage. Now mass by volume percentage, this is mostly used in medicinal and pharmaceutical industry. Now here what happens, here the amount of solvent that is fixed, means here, suppose here one example, one GIF is here, you can see that earlier the quantity of water that is fixed and to it some amount of solute is added. Then in case of mass by volume percentage, we will get that how much amount of solute is dissolved in 100 ml of solution. Then that is the thing, means here mass by volume percentage means here the volume of the solution will be fixed, it will be 100 ml. Now how much amount of solute is dissolved in that 100 ml, that is given by mass by volume percentage. Now the next one is parts per million. This is means very rarely used, means because this type of, this unit is particularly used when the solute, means the substance that is being dissolved, if that is present in very less quantity, then this is expressed in terms of parts per million, means in 1 million how many parts are added here, then this unit is used. The next one is mole fraction. This mole fraction, we will be dealing with this one, mostly with this one in this chapter, mole fraction. Here it is expressed as number of moles of the component by total number of moles of all components of the solution. Suppose if I am taking one example, suppose if I have a solution of suppose if I have solution of two mixtures, suppose X, if I have solution of two substance, suppose X and Y, and number of moles of X is suppose N X, suppose it is Nx, and number of moles of Y is suppose Ny. Then if we are to determine the mole fraction of Nx, if we are to determine the mole fraction of X, then mole fraction is given by X, small letter x, and since I have used here capital letter X, then the mole fraction of capital letter X will be given by the formula. What was the mole fraction of X we got? That is Nx, and what will be the total mole fraction of all the components of the solution? Means total mole fraction will be mole fraction of X, that is Nx, and plus mole fraction of Y, that is Ny. So this is how we are going to determine the mole fraction of a particular solution. And here this small letter x, that will denote the mole fraction, and this one will denote that of which particular solute we are going to find. Suppose if I would have carried this x and y as p and q, if this would be p and q, then in place of x suffix x I would have written x and suffix p. Then this is what mole fraction talks about. Next one is molality. Now in case of molality, it is similar to molarity, just here what happens, the solute, means the solvent that was there in liter, it becomes here in gram, means it is expressed here in terms of kg. In how many moles of solute are dissolved in 1 kg of solvent? The formula furnished is here moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg. Here it is in kg, where the basics of this chapter, the very starting of this chapter. Now in the next chapter I'll be telling you about solubility, about saturated solution, about unsaturated solution, and how is solubility affected by different factors. That one I'll be telling you in the next video. But for that I have told you about the moles, about the mole concept. You study about that one, moles concept, and be clear with Avogadro's number. So I end up this one here with, I end this one here. Thank you.